Hello, guys. Welcome to my journal entry number 2 for U.S. history under Professor Terry. The starting question is, what did the government announce to declare implement this week? This week, the government has announced that they will send out stimulus checks in 3 weeks. It does, it's kind of, which is contradicting because they've also announced that the virus will peak in 2 weeks, which it doesn't make sense. Why would you send out a check to help different people, to help people with no jobs, no money, no anything, that have been laid off because the jobs are non-essential? Why would you send a check out to basically help get them food and stuff and supplies for medical stuff if they needed it while the virus is peaking and it's more contagious? It's just more deadly in general. It's spreading more on different things like that. It doesn't make sense. How did it impact my life? My life has not been impacted because it's not. The stimulus checks don't really affect us like that. It's because we made sure to get supplies and all of that before all of this started to happen. So we're equally prepared to counteract the virus. We stay in the house a lot, so nothing has changed for us. Nothing at all. Okay. How did my family respond? As I just stated, my family, we made sure to prepare for everything about supplies, food, everything. We prepared, so we are sure that we can counteract this virus easily. It's no big deal for us. I mean, it's a big deal for the world and everybody, even us, but it's not as serious because we made sure we take precautions. We wear gloves when we go outside to get something to eat. We wear masks sometimes, so we are equally prepared to counteract the virus. Question number 2: what is open in my neighborhood and what is closed? In my neighborhood, what is open consists of food, what is essential, medical stuff, which is essential. For example, McDonald's, Jack in the Box, two partners, and Golden Chick. There are food places. They're a necessity for everybody. So they are open, and they only do takeout. You can't go in and sit down and eat. You have to get your food, go back out. In some places, you can't even go inside and get your food. You call it in and wait outside to get it, or you have to walk inside, order it, walk back outside. They'll bring it outside to you. And there's also a CVS, which is medical stuff, groceries, eggs, milk, groceries, the basic stuff that people use and need to make food and eat and stuff like that. Different medical stuff like gloves, hand sanitizer. It's this is why it's open. It's a necessity for all of us. All right. What does my neighborhood look like? My neighborhood looks the same. Nothing has changed in my neighborhood. It's always the same thing. My neighborhood consists of people staying inside. My neighborhood is peaceful. People don't really walk outside. We're introverted people. Once every now and then you see kids going outside, but it's a cul-de-sac, so people don't really drive through like that unless it's a turnaround. They're confused. They don't know where to go. Other than that, nobody really goes outside. We're introverted people. My neighborhood is peaceful and quiet. Question number 4: how is it different from last week for me? How is it different? It's really no different from last week. We do the same thing every week. We stay inside. I do my work. I work out. I try my best to stay in shape because I do not want to contract any virus. I want to stay fit, stay fit. And my family does the same thing. We only go outside when it is necessary to go get food, which is what we've always been doing. So it's no different now. Other than that, nothing's really different except different work and stuff like this. In the nation and in the world, there has been more cases in certain places, but it's starting to be less, less, and less, and less. So it's virus starting to go away. it's no big deal anymore. Well, it is. It's a very big deal killing people, but it's not as prevalent as it was the first time. But it's going down. But it said it's going to go back up even higher in 2 weeks, which is terrible. But in good news, there hasn't been any new cases in China. It's kind of maxed out in China. It's kind of to where people more have, it stopped being so effective, and it's too many people infected, so it's starting to die down. People are starting to get over it. Elderly people are starting to get over it. Young people are starting to get over it. Even babies, infants, newborns are starting to get over it. So that's extremely good. Next question. Do I see examples of racism, privilege, income equality in any of the events this week? No. I've seen nothing of the sort. This coronavirus has, in a weird way, brought everybody together, because we're all come together to fight this. But we shouldn't be, not necessarily physically together, but emotionally, mentally together, like on social media, because you can't be by other people. Social distancing, you have to stay 4 to 6 feet away.
Front door.
Stay with people. Social distancing. And nothing has really changed. No racism, no privilege, no income equality. Everything's the same. Only thing, nothing that I see anything to either give me hope, anxiety, or fear. And new social media. I've seen nothing necessarily that has given me, or that has struck fear in me, or gave me anxiety, or really gave me hope, besides from the cases are starting to slow down, and people are starting to get over the virus and come back from it. Like an elderly person, I'm pretty sure the elderly person last week has gotten over the virus, and they were 86 years old. So that's extremely good. It's very good. What does my family need this week, or we might not have enough of, or have access to acquire? We are in need of nothing. We make sure every 2 weeks or so, we make sure we go out and buy as many groceries as we can, water, eggs, milk, food, items that we can cook at home, make sure they're toxin free. We make sure we go get that, we bring it in, and we prepare. The next week we hunker down and we stay in the house. We do not leave unless we are extremely lazy and we don't feel like cooking. Okay. Next question. What do I wish people really knew about the situation and how it affects people in my community, state, my nation? As I said last time, my last video, my last journal entry, people need to realize, even though people are getting over this virus and that it's starting to slow down to be less infectious, people need to realize just because it's less infectious doesn't mean it won't kill you. Just because people are getting over it doesn't mean it won't kill you. You still have a chance to die from contracting COVID-19. You have a very high chance of dying. Not a very high. I'm sorry, I've taken it too far. You have a likely chance of dying. It's not just huge. You're going to die if you get this. It's more of, if you get this, you have a chance of dying. Most people that die have a very weak immune system, or they're immune deficient, which means they have a weak immune system, so they easily die. It ends up turning to pneumonia. They need to be put on the ventilator, and it's very hard for people to breathe. Their throat closes up, swelling. It's different things that happen. Your vision is blurred a little bit. It's very bad. It's very uncomfortable to have this virus. But in good news, people are getting over it. But it is very serious, and if you do not take it seriously, you may die. Even people with good immune systems, young, fit people my age or older have died from contracting this virus. One person particularly was a 30-year-old man who made sure he was fit, he was a bodybuilder, and he died from having this virus because he did not take it seriously, which is extremely upsetting. And that is all I have to talk about today. Thank you for listening.